I will stay. 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 In your presence. In your presence. In your presence. In your presence. I will stay. I will stay. I will stay in your presence. In your presence. In your presence. In your presence. I will stay. Remember, this is your confession. This is your confession. This is your confession. It will help you to stay. Once you desire to stay, it will help you to stay. Aleno mokobelele, asende dabule, akabababababa. In your presence, 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 in your presence. The more I stay, the more I stay, the more I become like you. The more I stay, the more I stay, the more I become like you. I will stay, I will stay, I will stay. Help me to stay. Help me to stay. Help me to stay. I will stay. Help me to stay. Help me to stay. Help me to stay in your presence. 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 Help me to stay. Help me to stay in your presence. In your presence. I am connected. Atatata. Itabale. Oremababade. Esembe nano. Ubebebe. Ubebebe. Abenadede. Udededede. Asabababa. Ebeledede. Orebebe. In your presence. In your presence. In your presence. Help me to stay in your presence. I want to dwell in the secret place. I want to dwell in the secret place. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay. I want to stay. I want to stay. I am Baba. Everybody, Ubebe, Ayende, Asata, 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 Escapele, Escapela, The more I stay, the more I stay, the more I become like you. The more I stay, the more I stay, the more I become like you. I will stay, I will stay, I will stay, I will stay. In your presence, 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 in your presence. I will stay, I will stay, I will stay, yeah. I will stay, I will stay, I to stay. Help me to stay in your presence. Oh, in your presence. In your presence. When you stay in his presence, you become like him. He cannot rub off on you until you stay. You cannot make some requests until you stay. When you stay, there are some requests that you are able to make. Only when you stay. He said, I know my sheep, and my sheep, they know my voice. I tell you the truth. If you are not a sheep, if you are not staying, how can you speak and he will hear you? You wonder why you pray and he doesn't hear? You wonder why you pray and there are no answers? Because he cannot recognize your voice. We don't serve a prayer hearing God. We serve a prayer answering God. He doesn't only hear prayers, he answers prayers. When you stay, you become the burning ones. The one that is burning cannot be burnt. A man that carries fire, a man that is burning already, he cannot be burnt. How, sir? How, sir? They tell you that prayer is too much. They tell you that going to church is not good. Hey! It is a strategy. Confusion of the word. Confusion of the word is the next thing now. That's the strategy. But in staying, you become like him. The Holy Spirit teaches you all things, not some things, all things. But if you don't stay, how come? Sir, how? How now? If somebody that is staying with you at home, he will know how you behave. He will know what to do. I will stay. 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 And I will stay. I will stay in your presence. Until you are seen in my life, until you are seen in my speech, until you are seen in my everyday life, until you are seen in my job, until you are seen in my generation, until you are seen, Abeka Polo, Ebeta, Exosia, Ayekape, Omena Bale, Osebebebebe, Atatata, Ebenando, Atetobele, Asebebebe, Adebabababa, Elena Mode, Ayadadada. I will stay, until I become like you, until I become in your breath, in your breath, in your breath. I will stay, I will stay in your presence, in your presence. Help me to stay, help me to stay, help me to stay. The more I stay, the more I become like you. The more I stay, the more I stay, the more I become like you. So I will stay, I will stay, I will stay, I will stay. Without the instrument, let it be your commitment. I will stay, I will stay. Lift up your voice. Wherever you're hearing my voice right now, lift up your voice and make it your commitment. When you tell him, it will help you to stay. It will help you to stay. So that in these last days, you will not be among those that their love will wax cold. He said in the last days, love of many will wax cold. But for those that will stay, they will be among the bonny ones. I will stay. Come on, make that your commitment this morning. I know Bele da Sotela. Askebonde de Bele. I will stay. I will stay. I will stay. In your presence. 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 I will stay. I will stay. I will stay. One more time, I will stay. 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 In your presence. 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 Amande bokombre nele kaskove. Abele do sebrananda baiko bele. Ezebenande kabanombe la doske vrapile nande bele natalesko. Abele do sibredene nabale. For the Father seeketh those that will worship Him in spirit and in truth. The Father seeketh your fellowship. Your fire no monde kapale de sete. Ai kapai. Omen. Azambe nunde babana namada. The Father seeketh your fellowship. The Father seeketh. He yearns for your fellowship. He wants you to come no matter what you have done, no matter the atrocities you have committed.